ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. You have tuned in to Something Sporty. It's the show where we talk about sports and other stuff. I am your host. My name is Elijah. I don't expect a round of applause from me. It's all good. But across from me, I have the sporty side of the Something Sporty. Let's give it up for Erik in London, guys. Let's give it
Let's
up.
go.
Let's go.
Episode 3.
Episode 3, we are still on the air. We still have not been canceled. Fingers crossed. We got a good month left. Let's keep it going. How's everyone's weekend going? How are we doing, guys?
Pretty good. As I'm sure everybody knows, there was a lot of March Madness this weekend, and both women's and men's.
Oh,
and
yeah.
That's kind of what I was focused on for most of the weekend, among other things.
For sure. Erik?
I just came off a track meet that happened this past Thursday through Saturday.
Ooh, how did we do?
Happy to report that I qualified for conference in the 10K.
Let's go. When is
conference? I believe conference is, of course, here this year, and it's on the week of May 6th, I think, like the same week that Doctor Strange comes out.
That's how you remember
That's
it?
how you keep in track?
Yeah, that's one way to remember stuff.
That's what's up. That's awesome.
Yeah, I didn't get to go catch it, but I saw some video of your guys' meet. They have it's like a whole spectacle they got going on, and like hundreds of people everywhere, and like
Really?
Yeah,
a whole setup. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's like one of the biggest running events in the entire country. Like people from literally all over the world come over to San Francisco for this meet. Like pro athletes,
No effing way.
like Division I athletes, Division II athletes, Division III athletes. You have even pro athletes coming overseas to this meet.
Was there something going on Friday too?
Yeah, it's a 3-day event.
Okay, so I have a a sports production class, and we filmed these baseball games and such. And on the way to class or the lockup where we grab all the stuff, there was all this noise coming from the track field, and you can't really see it because there's all those trees in the way. But I was like, oh, I think Erik's running, and so I was shouting out, Erik, and then I don't think anybody heard me, but it's okay. Well, that sounds fun. So shoot, well, one more time, just gotta go quick congratulations to Erik.
Thank you guys, I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, shoot, we here at Something Sporty are very much into our local sports, and especially our local athletes. So, hell yeah. Well, my weekend was eventful. I had some organization stuff that I had to do with this organization that I'm pledging for. I'm going to keep it at that. But it was a fun weekend. I got to do some stuff. Over the weekend, also, we have for those that do not know, listening, we have a website. Yeah, right. We got a website. Yeah.
Yeah. Quick promo here.
Quick rant about the promo about the website. It is our Something Sporty website. You can catch all of us on the site. It talks about ourselves, and we post blogs about things that we like or things that are going on. And last week I made a blog about WrestleMania. Last week was WrestleMania week, and that's the big thing for wrestling fans. Most athlete or football people have the Super Bowl, baseball people have the World Series, basketball people have finals and maybe March Madness to a degree, but wrestling fans from any degree have WrestleMania. And WrestleMania this year was scheduled to be a very big show. It was in Dallas, Texas. It was 2 nights long. You had a Saturday and a Sunday show. And there was a decent amount of hype. Stone Cold Steve Austin made his return to the ring. Let's see. So there were some other good things that happened. There was a lot of bad things that happened that made me just drive me nuts. Honestly, I'm gonna go off on a bit of a rant, so stop me whenever. But so let's see.
Prepare yourselves.
So before I dive into the negatives, there was a lot of good things about WrestleMania, night 1 and 2. For one, it's always just a grand spectacle just watching it. There's fireworks. There's 70,000+ people at this event. So just the hype alone was good. There was some decent matches. Some people got injured. Some people, didn't have their best showings. But let's see. Logan Paul was in it. It was actually a really fun match. Him and The Miz. They shockingly beat Rey Mysterio and his kid, Dominic, which caught everybody off guard. I did not think the Mysterios were going to lose at WrestleMania. But hey, Logan Paul got himself a W at WrestleMania. So I will put that as a checklist thing. Let's see. Some debuts. This guy, Cody Rhodes, who, he left the WWE, son of the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, legendary guy. He made his return, which was, I thought, the best part of the show. Actually, second best part of the show, which was cool. That was cool. It was the worst kept secret because he was in another wrestling company and he left, and everyone kind of just like, oh, he's going back to WWE. And it was supposed to be a secret, but it was not. So that it kind of lessened it, but when he showed up, it was really cool. Let's see, what else happened? Oh, yeah, obviously, the best part of all of WrestleMania was Stone Cold Steve Austin making his return to the ring after 19 years. And he had a interview, a quote-unquote interview with Kevin Owens, which turned into a brawl, pretty much a match. They fought all over the ring. Stone Cold is 57 years old, by the way, with 2 knee braces, so very hard for him to walk down a ramp. But he had his quad runner, so he's just riding around the whole thing. And then mid-match, multiple times throughout the match, he would have, it's supposed to be a water break, but he had to have a beer break. Take 2 beers, crack them open, drink it, and I don't think that's good during an athletic event. That'll just slow you down.
Yeah, I think those are the clips that I saw over social media. I saw a bunch of stuff, him smashing it on his face or whatever it was.
Just getting it everywhere.
That guy is just built different.
Oh, he sure is.
And he's been doing that for like 25 years or something.
It's been a while. Yeah, he's been doing it. Even though he retired in 2003, he'll make appearances just to give someone a good old stunner weight and crack open a couple beers weight. So yeah, I was very hyped for that. That was sick. Things I didn't like about WrestleMania though, night 1 and 2. I'm going to get into night 2 in a little bit. The main events. So the main events are usually the biggest matches of the card. They're the most hyped. They usually have the most time, and they usually have a decisive finish. These finishes, I'm holding myself back because I don't want my full nerdum coming out, but So Saturday there was 2 women's title matches, and everyone says that. So he had Becky Lynch, Irish gal, versus Bianca Belair, African American gal, very strong, very athletic person. But everyone says that this was the match of the night. There were so many botches and so many just miscues that it drew it out of me. I didn't like it. I couldn't stand it. It went like 20 minutes, and I just didn't like it. Honestly, it was boring me to death. Could not stand it. Then the main event match, because the Stone Cold segment was after this one. But Ronda Rousey, I love Ronda Rousey. Shout out to the judo peoples. Ronda Rousey took on Charlotte Flair in a women's title match, and that one was bad too. I don't know how else to describe it, but they just didn't gel as a pair. A lot of, like I said, there was more miscues. The finish was terrible. Referee gets knocked down, and usually when the referee gets knocked down, there's usually like some, some bamboozlement involved.
A cliche.
Yeah. And Charlotte won the match with just a kick to the face.
What?
Usually she has a submission move or she has her finisher. No, she just won with a big boot. Big boot to the face. Very anticlimactic, very what the hell? What the hell are we even doing here? But the Stone Cold segment saved night 1, in my opinion. Or it saved the rest of it. And then night 2 was all right. There was a couple, like I said, there was some more hyped up matches. AJ Styles versus Edge, which wasn't bad, but these are just 2 older guys, they're both of them are in their 40s. No disrespect to them because they had a pretty good match, but the age just caught up to them. They were slowing down. They were very, it was hard to watch towards the end. That had a messy ending as well, which I wasn't a fan of. Every other match had this big old not a news package, a video package hyping up the match, which was okay for some of them, but not every match that it had needed it. Like, one of my favorite events or favorite matches was the Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory match. Big fan of Pat McAfee. He's an inspiration for the show. I would say that. Was that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a huge video package about all he wanted to do was be a wrestler, even though he went to the NFL and did all this stuff, which was cool to see. His entrance, he had the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders at the ramp. That was pretty hard. He came out to Seven Nation Army.
Nice.
That was pretty badass too. And that match was good. Pat actually did up getting the win over Austin Theory, but then he lost. He got into it with Mr. McMahon, and Mr. McMahon ended up beating him in a match. It was really weird how it happened. By the way, Vince McMahon is like 75, and he's still pretty yoked. Man, he's got some traps.
Yeah, that guy's in great
He's
shape
got
for his age.
got some bicep veins. Like, I mean, he has a geriatric body everywhere else, but that wasn't bad. The rest of the card was just kind of a lull. Like, it didn't feel like WrestleMania. Like, WrestleMania is supposed to be a big deal. It just didn't have a big fight feel for most of these matches. Ooh, is that a Chick-fil-A napkin? Oh, never. Oh, got me excited for a second.
My allergies have been absolutely ridiculous. So.
Absolutely nuts. Yeah, no, mine too. So, and then Stone Cold Steve Austin made another appearance because he had to save the show. And Mr. McMahon got a stunner. An announcer got a stunner. Pat McAfee even got stunnered. So much beer everywhere. Which was cool to see. But then the main event, which WWE was hyping up as the biggest main event of all time of WrestleMania history, Roman Reigns, the Universal Champion, taking on Brock Lesnar, the WWE Champion. Winner take all, title unification match. And this match was the drizzling S words. It was... this is the third time that Lesnar and Reigns have main evented a WrestleMania 31, which was in Levi's Stadium back in 2015. WrestleMania 34 in New Orleans. And now this one. And it was the worst match they had. It was drawn out. It wasn't drawn out. There was only like 10 minutes. Every match got 20 minutes except for this match for some reason. And just like the Charlotte Rousey match, it ended just kind of like with a baby fart. It's just, it's over. It's it. This is over. What? I'm very disappointed, honestly. I don't know. I'm a little. It took this was the weekend and I had a day to process it, but it just was not great.
How often are the WrestleMania events?
Once a year.
Once a year? Oh,
yeah.
shit.
So that's the thing. Like, it's like the Super Bowl. Like,
Yeah.
It's like the grand spectacle.
And
it's
it
supposed to be
It was
bam.
a letdown.
Yeah. Well, like,
Certain parts of it, at least.
the parts that they hyped up did not live up. Also, Johnny Knoxville had a match. Johnny Knoxville fought this one guy, Sami Zayn, in like an anything goes match, which is basically a scene of Jackass, but just in a wrestling ring. It was very funny. There was a giant mouse trap. There was
a bowling ball.
There was a bowling ball. There was this weird machine with a leg and a boot on it that was used to kick people in the nuts. It was great. Wee Man did a body slam on a wrestler. That was probably like one of the biggest, craziest parts of the show. There was a table full of rat traps. Oh, that didn't look good. But so like the matches that weren't super hyped up or like that were supposed to be just kind of like decent, I thought did better than the matches that were very hyped up. And they just didn't live up to the hype. They just didn't live up to what they were saying. And it is a little disappointing as a longtime wrestling fan because usually...
That's what you're most excited for.
Yeah. That's where the shit is supposed to go down. And it just didn't. And I don't know. I'm losing faith as a professional wrestling fan when it comes to the WWE. Okay. I've said so much. I've talked way too much in the last few minutes. Let's talk about something else. Shifting gears, London mentioned that this weekend was also the Final Four and the finals of March Madness. Now, I was very excited because I did not watch these, but I was following them on my phone, and I saw that UNC won. I picked it, and I picked Kansas to win too. So like I said, I didn't see these. How were these games? I heard they were good.
Yeah,
very good.
The UNC Duke game was obviously, I mean, that was a close one. Kansas kind of handled Villanova pretty easily throughout, so it wasn't too intense. But the UNC Duke game I think definitely lived up to the hype.
Oh, absolutely. It basically solidified who was the true winner of this historic rivalry.
Yeah.
And sending Coach K home with call him Coach L, because sent him home with an L.
No, I was definitely happy to see it.
I know you were,
because I guess that's what I call it. That's the one game of the three that I guessed correctly, because I had Villanova winning and UNC taking it all, and those are obviously both wrong. But yeah, I was happy to see Coach K go out on an L. Just something about like the Goliath going down and the way that he kind of like made this whole farewell season like all about him. It's just so funny to see how it just came to a completely, utterly embarrassing end. Not only with the Final Four loss, the farewell tour loss, ACC championship loss. So it was just it was fun to watch, definitely.
Heck yeah! So that was, you're talking about the UNC
Duke, yeah.
UNC Duke,
yeah.
And then Kansas Villanova. That was just
Villanova, yeah. Kansas. I thought Villanova had a good chance to win it, but Kansas kind of took control of that game from the beginning. And complete opposite of what happened in the championship game. They were just absolutely getting blown out the entire first half. They couldn't even score a basket. I think they finished off with like 25 points in the first half and just missing everything. And then,
holy moly!
Yeah, come out second half and just absolutely hitting on all cylinders. Remy Martin did not miss a shot the entire second half off the bench.
Is that someone's real name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Crazy, right?
I saw that on Instagram. And they're like a Remy Martin, and I was like, is that a typo? Because like,
yes,
that's also one of my favorite cognacs.
Yeah, the exact same name as the alcoholic beverage. Yes, Remy Martin. And funny story, I actually watched him play. He went to Sierra Canyon, and his Sierra Canyon team actually played in the NorCal Tip-Off, which is a big high school showcase in California, and some other schools from other states come as well. But my high school has a super nice basketball gym. Shout out New York Memorial High School. And we always host the NorCal Tip-Off. And one year, Sierra Canyon, I think it was 2016, if I remember correctly, they came and they played in it, and Remy Martin was on that Sierra Canyon team. So it's been cool to watch his like college career throughout, because I was like, oh yeah, I watched this guy play in high school, and
I know that guy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I just remember watching him, but mostly because of his name. That's what made him stand out. But yeah, he had a really good career at ASU. I actually saw today while he was at ASU, in 2017 they beat Kansas, who was the number 2 ranked team in the country at the time, and the next year ASU beat Kansas again when they were the number 1 team with Remy Martin, and then Remy Martin joins Kansas and wins them the national championship.
Wow!
So I thought that was kind of a cool full circle moment.
Remy Martin is the needle mover when it comes to Kansas basketball. It's up to him whether or not they win or lose. Yeah. So how was the finals?
Yeah, I thought it was a really. I mean, I was glad that Kansas came back in that second half just to make it a fun game to watch. I thought, obviously, I wanted UNC to win it all, but I thought making it a close game is obviously a lot more fun, and the championship game lived up to the hype. I really enjoyed watching it. Caleb Love from UNC, who's had an absolutely incredible tournament. I feel like single-handedly basically took UNC definitely in the second half of the UCLA game, won that for them. But, man, this second half of the NCAA championship game, he was just bricking everything. I saw some stuff on Twitter. It was like, Caleb Love went full Russell Westbrook mode.
Oh,
Yikes.
And just I think he ended up shooting like 5 for 24 or something, and just
ouch.
not only like I'm not even worried about the missed shots. Like he's one of the best offensive players on the team. The coach obviously has a lot of confidence in him. But before Kansas goes and turns it over, when they inbounded it and the guy stepped out, the shot that Caleb Love took with, I think it was like 20 seconds left on the clock, and they're only down 3. He pulls up from like 19 feet behind the 3-point line and bricks that after obviously a long series of missed shots and really just poor shot selection. I was like, man, you got 20 seconds left. Why are you not – first of all, why are you ever pulling up from that far, and 1? And 2, why are you not just going in for the quick 2, extend the game,
Get some points.
Yeah, and then the buzzer beater opportunity that he had, I really honestly I think that they drew that play up for Brady Manick, who has hit big shot, clutch shot after clutch shot this whole tournament. And I think they drew it up for Manick. Unfortunately, he had that little slip up. I don't know if you saw that on the final inbound play. So they ended up giving it to Love, who took a tough shot and ended up missing it. But man, yeah, he really struggled that entire second half.
Yikes. Erik, do you have any thoughts?
That was just a wild game from start to finish. And furthermore, remember when I said down with discount Toucan Sam last week? I
do.
take that back. I take it all back.
I bet you do now.
So, University of Kansas, if you hear this, if you ever hear this, I apologize and I
Sorry.
congratulate you for winning the national championship.
Yeah, biggest comeback in national championship history that they completed last night too.
What was like a 15-point deficit?
I think the most was 16 points.
Yeah. 16 sounds right.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, props to Kansas. They made it a good game. It was really interesting. Tough to see Baycott go down. UNC's big man. Without him on the floor, UNC is not getting a rebound the entire game, and he was a big game changer when he went down. I don't know if you guys. There was a video on Twitter of when he got hurt. He was driving into the hoop, and then he planted, and the flooring kind of like shifted a little bit because it was loose.
Oh, shoot.
And as you guys know, they were playing at the New Orleans Saints Superdome, so obviously the floor is raised up a little bit, and then it's all new flooring. So it's like a little bit of a controversy on Twitter right now with him getting hurt from that. So hopefully it's nothing too serious. But I was surprised to even see him playing after his injury against Duke. I thought he would have been out, but yeah, props to him. He was really good all tournament, and I'm sure he'll be a really good NBA player as well.
Well, yeah, I mean, shoot, how many opportunities do you have at playing the finals of anything?
Yeah,
Not
that was
alone.
one of the things. He had like a post game interview, and he was like, "Man, I was in so much pain, but I knew that this was the only, this is the biggest game that I may ever play in or something like that." And he was like, "I just had to thug it out." I was like, "Yeah,
hell yeah.
exactly."
Shoot, shout out to that guy.
Yeah, powering through, just eating up, just taking that pain and just powering through. I admire that.
Yeah.
I admire it.
All right. So, shifting gears slightly, you mentioned a Russell Westbrook reference. Let's briefly talk about these Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah,
Now,
man.
I'm not like I said, you guys know how big of a basketball fan I am. But I do watch a little NBA from time to time, especially now we're getting closer to the postseason. These Lakers are trash.
Yeah.
I love how trash they are because, plus, I don't, and everyone's going to have their opinion on LeBron, but there's a lot of good things about LeBron, but when it comes to playing and his attitude, he's a freaking child, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I can't. And then you got Anthony Davis, and then you have Russell Westbrook, who I thought he was all right, but it seems like nobody likes Russell Westbrook. Like,
Yeah.
what's the dealio, dude?
Like, it's this cycle that he's been in for his whole career. Like at the start of the season, he does bad. Like in the first half, the second half, he plays like a goat. Like he plays apparently like the greatest player ever. But then he screws up in the playoffs, gets eliminated in like the first round or whatever, and then the loop happens all over again. It's been going on for years.
Yeah,
maybe his whole career.
I think the thing with the Lakers is that's funny and really to see them struggle like this is what makes it even better. Is how cocky they were coming into the season. Like you see all these people, the media day photos, like who's gonna who you picking to beat these guys in a 7-game series, blah blah blah.
Unbearably egotistical.
Yeah, and I mean they had guys like Carmelo Anthony, it's not 2010 anymore. These guys are washed at the end of their careers, and like, I mean, Anthony Davis, he's struggled with injuries, obviously, but man, talk about like just having the most like overrated player ever in terms of like what he was brought to LA to do. I mean, credit to them, they did win the Mickey Mouse championship in the bubble.
Oh, it's not an actual ring, huh?
No, this season specifically, the Lakers have just been an absolute joke. And I mean, they do get a ton of slander, but I think at this point they deserve it. Like, there's no way to have the best player in the world, not only not making the playoffs, but right now they're 2 games out of the play-in, right? And it's almost like the NBA set this up, for the Lakers specifically, because last year they barely made the play-in, and LeBron was giving all this hate towards the play-in, like, oh, this is the worst rule ever. And now it may save them, but it may not. I mean, they have a really tough remaining schedule. They got the Suns, the Warriors, and the Thunder, which is a winnable game, and then they got the Nuggets to close it out. So with being 2 games back, they've got to win at least 3 of these games, and I don't see that happening.
And here's the thing. They're 31-47 right now, and today they're facing the Phoenix Suns, who are the best team in the entire league right now. They are like the only 60-plus win team in the league. And furthermore, apparently, they are 1 loss and a Spurs win away from being eliminated from playoff contention altogether.
Yeah, it's just it sucks because obviously LeBron is not getting any younger, and all of us have grown up watching him kind of dominate the league, and you don't want to see him, wasting any more years. But this Lakers squad is just absolutely ridiculous.
So it sounds like LeBron's time in LA's running out.
Yeah, he did say once his son gets into the NBA, he wants to go play with whatever team his son goes to.
Oh, Lord.
And I think he's a junior in high school right now, so he's still got another.
6
LeBron has
years?
to play
5, 6
3.
years?
Well, if he's one and done, then it'll be at least 3 years till he's in the NBA. So LeBron will have to pay at least 3 more, but whether that's with the Lakers or not, who knows?
Well, I remember for the All-Star game, because the All-Star game was in Cleveland. He
Yeah,
got
this
a
year.
huge ovation.
Yeah.
Like, he might as well go back to Cleveland.
Yeah, no,
it all makes sense.
There was some speculation about
Cavs.
that, but if I'm the Cavs, they are extremely overperforming this season with how young their squad is, and if I'm the Cavs, I'm staying as far away as possible from LeBron if I've got to get rid of any of the guys that they have, their main young guys, and I'm definitely building around them before I give any of them away for LeBron. As you see, LeBron carrying the Lakers right now, it's obviously not working out, and I don't think it'd really work out anywhere right now. It's unfortunate that they really got rid of all of their role players, and they have they have the superstars, but they don't have anybody playing defense, anybody coming off the bench, scoring or anything. So there was Magic Johnson just was on First Take, and he was talking about how the Lakers ended up getting Westbrook, and that they were like really close to trading for DeMar DeRozan, who has been playing really well. He was an All-Star this year in Chicago. And obviously if they were to get DeRozan, they wouldn't have signed Westbrook. And LeBron was really vouching, let's sign Westbrook. He wanted Westbrook. And I'm not sure, obviously speculation here, if DeRozan were to be on the Lakers, would they be better? Who knows? But, yeah, I thought that was just a pretty interesting story there.
Well, before we say anything, you did mention that there was a women's March Madness final.
Yeah.
So, quick shout-out to South Carolina beating UConn the other day.
Yeah.
Quick shout-out.
South Carolina, the the Gamecocks. Their women's team has some absolute.
Can they be Gamecocks if they're women?
I guess
That's a joke.
That's a question to pose to the.
It's a
school.
2022 joke.
Yeah,
Come on,
yeah.
Somebody laugh. Okay.
But
Bad
yeah,
joke. Okay.
Their
Make sure that
team,
joke gets
they've
edited
got
out.
a really
Anyways.
a really solid squad. They have some absolute monsters on their team.
Yeah, they're so. Again, shout out to them.
Well, it was announced around
Screenshots.
11:20 this morning that Tiger Woods announced that he is planning to play in the Masters.
Yes. How can I forget? It's with less than 14 months after his horrific car accident,
Yeah.
where he thought he'd never be able to walk again. He is getting ready for the Masters this weekend. If he, I mean, it sounds like. Let's see. As of right now, he said, as of right now, I'm feeling like I'm going to play. I'm going to play 9 more holes. He's going to practice in the next day or so. His recovery has been good. It's been a tough year for him. A lot of stuff had to deal with that he doesn't wish on anyone, but he is here for the Masters, and I really want to see him pull it out. That's like, I know that's pretty far fetched. Like we got some dynamite golfers. You got Justin Thomas, and I know there's a lot of other people that I'm thinking.
Yeah, Justin Thomas,
Phil
John
Mickelson,
Rahm,
Rory McIlroy.
Yeah, no,
Rory McIlroy. Yeah,
there's tons of golfers right now. Even lower guys that aren't on as popular, I guess you could say.
not as mainstream.
Scotty Scheffler, who has been absolutely killing it the last couple of tournaments. I think he's won like 4 tournaments in the last couple of months now.
Ooh.
He just won the Dell match play over Kevin Kisner. But yeah, the Augusta is going to be crazy, especially with Tiger announcing that he's going to try and play. That's just absolutely remarkable to me. That he's going to be in shape, 1, to play some tournament golf, but 2, that he was able to even fully recover from that injury and the car crash.
And that was the thing. That was the factor. Like, well, we'll probably never see Tiger play golf
I
again.
really didn't think he would be able to, especially at this level. Like,
No, I saw the news the other day, and I was like, wait, didn't he have a huge car wreck?
Yeah.
Because I saw him swinging, or he was practicing his golf swing, and he looks fine. He looks good. We will see. When is the Masters? It's a 3-day event.
It's this weekend. Yeah, it's Thursday through Sunday.
Thursday through Sunday.
Yeah.
4 days.
So it's this weekend. The Masters obviously is one of the biggest golf tournaments, if not the best golf tournament throughout the year. And seeing Tiger playing this weekend, it's gonna be pretty sweet. Whether he does well or not, I mean, obviously I hope for the best. But that's gonna be pretty remarkable if he makes that comeback.
I was gonna say, if he makes this comeback, wins the Masters.
That would be incredible.
He's already the GOAT, but if he's able to pull off a win this weekend, then that's just otherworldly.
Yeah, and like a comeback of the ages.
Of the ages. You know what else is going on this week? After a very unpredictable, volatile lockout, opening day, MLB this Thursday, it's going down. Like I said, I'm a decent baseball fan. I do like to go to the games. I've been to a couple World Series in my day, and just going to a baseball game, even though you don't necessarily know all the people. I know that we just got a catcher. I think his name is Art. What's his name? Do you guys know the new catcher? Because
For the Giants?
Yeah.
No, I haven't
No.
seen.
yeah, no, he's a big dude. He's like 6'3" or something, and he's supposed to be the next Buster Posey. We'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be some big shoes to fill, especially here in San Francisco. Everybody
Yeah.
loved
The
Buster.
next Buster Posey, I'll be the judge of that.
Judge harshly
Yeah.
because we need it. But
Yeah, hopefully after last season, the Giants obviously had an incredible season that nobody was really expecting. So hopefully they'll be able to perform again. Their division alone is really stacked this year. So yeah, we'll see. The Dodgers just somehow every single sports team in Los Angeles just has an unlimited amount of money.
yeah, and that's why I'm so happy that the Lakers are doing as crappy
Yeah.
as they are, because you can't have all the wins.
Yeah.
Even though, I guess in the span of 2 years, 2020, 2021, they've won all the major sports championships.
Yeah, every single one of them.
I don't want to see that ever again.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah, no, but it really is like the Rams, for example, they signed Bobby Wagner. to like 5 years
a
or something,
5-year
100
deal.
something million, and they're already paying Aaron Donald. They just signed Allen
OBJ.
Robinson. They redid Matthew Stafford's contract, and then the Dodgers with Mookie Betts. They signed Freddie Freeman, Bauer, Kershaw. The list goes on with the Dodgers. Their whole lineup is just absolutely stacked. But yeah, how these LA teams can afford all these guys? They must be doing some
There's got to be some
sort
shady
of
business
other
going on.
business. Yeah, I mean, obviously it helps being in LA, being a big market, TV, that kind of stuff. But yeah, no, it's pretty insane how they're able to afford every single star player, especially in baseball with how many guys you've got. And usually you don't see teams with like more than 4 or 5 tops big name guys, and the Dodgers are just, their whole lineup 1 through 9 is just guys that like are making tons of money, veteran guys that are all like solidified stars. And
It is almost not fair.
yeah, exactly.
It's almost not fair.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to choose, I hate the Dodgers, but if I had to choose a team who's gonna win it all, I don't see how they don't do it this year again.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, that was Something Sporty. We talked about some sports and some other stuff. Join us next week where we'll talk about more sports and some other stuff. I'm Elijah.
I'm Erik.
And I'm London.
And we will see you later. Kids, go read a book. Go do something educational. Better yourselves. We'll see you next week.